nosotros internet. El libra nos amara.
I think I figured out how to stop club horror. So yes, Evil Dead announced Fortnitemares, Dead Coconut Club. So much information dropped along with this announcement. A lot of stuff that is kind of hidden on the website. So let's discuss Halloween Horror Nights 35. Oh yeah. Groovy? I think that's about right. And the shocking news of today was Evil Dead was finally confirmed for both Orlando and Hollywood. This was a elongated rumor of
where was this announcement when the movie came out? Was it happening? Was it canceled? Was it only a Orlando exclusive?
So it was very interesting because Evil Dead has had a elongated history with Horror Nights. Maybe someday we'll talk about it in a video, but for now, it is confirmed we have the brand new Evil Dead Burn series coming to both Orlando and Hollywood. Inspired by the franchise's latest installment, Evil Dead Burn, the haunted house will take guests on a terrifying first-hand journey through the film's most frightening moments that begin at the Price's family secluded vacation home in the woods. The nightmare grows more and more fierce as guests venture through the haunted house, encountering ferocious deadites at every turn before succumbing to the evil forces themselves. If you want to know in greater detail of how I feel about this announcement and some more thoughts about all the stuff that dropped today, tune in to our Monday podcast episode. That was a funny one. You'll want to hear how I felt and how that went through. So again, we had Evil Dead announced for both Orlando and Hollywood. We also have frequent fear passes on sale for Orlando folks. And if that wasn't enough already, we also got Stay and Scream Early. I mean, whatever name they decide to go with, we got the confirmation for all of that and more. And even if you've done Stay and Scream in the past, you'll want to listen up because, well, things have changed for this year. So the key differences with that is, of course, at opening, you don't have to wait until 2 and 3 o'clock to get a wristband. They will have these new kiosks open, especially Cross Station is a new location for this year. It was formerly in San Francisco, but new location, air conditioned, that's great. But I love that it is at the park open. So you can just go in, get your wristband for the day, and then you are good to go. For the first time ever, we actually have Horror Night houses opening so much earlier than what we've had in the past. So starting at 2 p.m., 3 haunted houses will open. Of course, the only answers that we did not get is what houses will be open because, well, I'm sure that will be revealed as soon as the full lineup is done. I'm sure they'll announce that. 4 p.m., select haunted houses queues will open. At 5:15 p.m., select additional haunted houses begin opening. And at 6:30, Halloween Horror Nights officially begins. All houses are open. A very smart way for them to offset a lot of stuff that was happening with Stay and Scream, and then you can only do so many houses, and then especially with Express being limited to frequent fear this year, they are really trying to think of ways to offset a lot of things, and that will become clear when the park operations start running because it's been confirmed that Hellraiser is over by the big tents, you know, on the other side of the park, as well as Sinners is supposed to be located over there. So those are two big heavy hitters I know people want to check out. So definitely you'll want to hit those areas before that area gets very, very crazy. This year it is called the Dead Coconut Club Harvest, a Halloween invasion of the Red Coconut Club. Strange lights, unidentified flying objects, and folks acting abnormal. What on earth is happening at Midwestern 35 Annual Harvest Festival? Find out at the Dead Coconut Club Harvest with spooky beverages, light bites, interactives, and incredible music. Just don't get abducted by alien. Now it sounds like they're doing some interesting things this year. There's people acting strange, there's some interactive stuff in there, and what is kind of different, I've never seen them do, is called light bites. So there's going to be some kind of maybe food that's involved along with the drinks. That's kind of interesting. I've never seen them do this. So there's going to be some exclusive food items there. I guess light bites, so very small stuff like appetizing stuff, but nonetheless, that is different. I'm excited to definitely check that out. Also to note, on the website itself, it updated as if this was the final bit of news, so I'm a little clueless as to what this means with Killer Clowns and also the other scare zones that we have going on. But it does say sinister scare zones and street experiences, and it basically has the two zones that they announced, Sideshow of Decay and Infernal Carnival of Nightmares, along with the two street experiences returning with no added theme there. You got Mel's Dying Zombies and Club Horror. Now, it's been known how much I really do not like Club Horror. Yes, Club Horror is back. Mel Dying Zombies is back. Fortnite. This would have been the year to do it. And I gave you guys the blueprint. I did a video about how you should have done Vamp 55 takeover at the Mel's Dying location. Would have been excellent. It's an anniversary year and I don't see why you guys didn't do it. But yes, Mel's Dying Zombies is back. But what's weird about this is that it's listed as if this is kind of it. There's no sign to say more stuff is coming. What's happening with the other zones? We know they're there, but they're not announced yet. So I guess we're still waiting on those. Now, as if things couldn't get any stranger at Halloween Horror Nights, this is day 2 of me working on the current video that you're watching because, well, of course, we had another announcement. Fortnitemares. Yes, based upon the Halloween expansion of the game called Fortnite. A game that is synonymous with Epic Studios, and it has been one of the most talked about games for years and years. One of the most profitable licensed games that you've ever seen, that pretty much anything that you could imagine has been in this game. YouTuber characters, movie characters. For God's sakes, they even have Christopher Nolan's new movie is in this. So pretty much every single character, every single artist, Travis Scott, Doja Cat, I'm sure they pretty much had anybody. Scooby-Doo's been in this thing, Jason, Ghostface. Now, Halloween Horror Nights fans will have a chance to drop in to the world of Fortnitemares with an all-new scare zone featuring a ever-evolving high-stakes environments. Guests will enter the Freaky Fields, a Halloween-inspired living battleground overcome with a threatening force. Throughout the scare zones, fans will encounter the battle bus along with familiar Fortnite characters. And this is probably the most talked about interesting part, which could either help or break the zone itself. Plus, a few new additions exclusive to Halloween Horror Nights as they work to escape and claim victory. Now, of course, Fortnite is known for its properties. As I explained, they have everybody in them, every single character, every single artist. But what's really interesting to a lot of folks is, what is this edition's exclusive to Halloween Horror Nights? Is it going to be exclusive characters from, like, maybe Jack is in the zone, maybe a Fortnite version of Oddfellow, maybe our icons are roaming in the zone? Or could it be licensed IP characters? Now that could be kind of interesting, although I don't think we're gonna see a Fortnite cartoon Ghostface running around in the zone, or Art, or Jason, or any of those characters. I would be, dare say, surprised if we see those, but I do think it is going to be something exclusive to Horror Nights, so I'm thinking possibly like our HHN icons will be in the zone for some odd reason. Between that and the synopsis of saying featuring ever evolving and high stakes environment, that to me speaks that the zone is going to evolve every single time you go through. I don't know if it's going to be a winner or a loser, or however they decide that at the end of the night. Is it a cast A, cast B type situation? There's all sorts of things they can do, but the bad part is that this is in Central Park. And if you've been through Halloween Horror Nights in Central Park, you know there's not too much room to play around or to expand and move certain things. So I don't know if we're just gonna get characters kind of just standing there and scaring us, or are they going to be moving boxes or opening up crates or certain things to that nature. Of course, it says the battle bus. I figured that would be there probably at the end where we saw the cat lady's house last year. I figured that's probably where the bus will be at some point. But yeah, Fortnitemares is actually true. It's actually here at this event on an anniversary year. What do you all think about that? That's quite an announcement. Now, of course, some of the creative directors behind Halloween Horror Nights, at least for Orlando, spoke about the Fortnite zone. Here's what they had to say. Ramon says, Fortnitemares is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. I had a blast adapting this property into a scare zone. This experience blends classic Halloween textures with high energy, tech-driven thematics that is synonymous with the brand, all while layering in the scares. And Mike Aiello says, our partnership with Epic Games has been fantastic in not only bringing Fortnitemares to HHN within the zone, but collectively making sure how it is adapted can ensure its scare zone status. Creative, designing, costuming, and technical teams have truly brought something unique. Reading material, yeah. I think I'll figure it out of how to stop club horror one way or another.